I'm Bishop Kenya Michael Loltome, speaking here in Nairobi National Government, Embakasi East Constituency, Embakasi Ward, National Government of Kenya Republic, Kenya, East Africa. I'm presidential aspirant come 2027 election, God willing, and I'm looking forward to use actually a platform, kind of a party called To My Liberation Party. And To My Liberation Party is actually a party which was registered some years ago. So I'm going to be the president, and we are going to call it, our government called United States of Kenya Republic, 47 inter-independent state or county government, and 2,090 constituencies and 1,451 assembly regions. In that, To My Liberation Party is a kind of a coalition of ODM, Orange Democratic Movement Party, of the led of Kenya Supreme People's Power President, the led Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. We want to unite with them, and I'm also going to have the daughters of some prominent leaders to be my first ladies, because I come from Marsabit, and our people are pastorally marginalized. We don't have so many educated women, particularly females, and Samuru subtribe there in Marsabit. So Maasai also called Samuru, and so we don't have actually highly trained women in that case. So I'm going to have the first ladies, about 3 of them. One is a Kenyan 2 ladies, and their names are actually as follows, and their codes numbers. The incumbent head of state, youngest daughter, Honorable Miss Charlene Ruto, code number in my government, and also rural women, but kind of a marriage in near future is Ken 001, and then Supreme People's Power President, youngest daughter, East African Legislative Member of Parliament, Honorable Imgad Winnie Raila Amolo Odinga, and the code number is Ken, or KEN, capital 002. That's my second first lady. Then I'm also going to have intermarriage, which I've come across online. God willing, also the president of Rwanda, youngest daughter, one of his daughters called Angi, Honorable Miss Angi Kagame. So King Solomon had even multiple wives. King David, King George, in Second Chronicles chapter 2 Chronicles chapter 24, verse 1 to 4. He had 2 wives, chosen by most distinguished, priests of that time of Israel, Judah. Prince Joida chose him 2 wives, and so I'm also going to have multiple wives across the board, even in Rwanda. That one called Honorable Miss, Angie Kagame, or President Kagame daughter, and Kenyan also, those 2. Among other concubines who have my children, like King Solomon in 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1 to 8. So God can allow multiple wives, or even one wife if you wish, in the New Testament, First Timothy chapter 3, and also Titus chapter 1:6. So God can allow multipartyism for people to do coalition politics, and also so many wives, multi-wives. In that case, you can have many wives. More so, there is no marriage in heaven, so God is not so much interested with our affairs here on earth, but He just wants to see our hearts. What do you have what is in your heart? In Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 9 and 10, and He has a plan for all of us in Jeremiah 29, verse 11. So about marriages affairs is not found in heaven, so God is not going to ask you so much about your marriage, because there's no marriage in heaven. As according to the Bible, as a theologian, because I've studied theology in Kapsago College for 4 years, to 1996 to 2000. I went also for Fusion International University, Ramona, California, United States of America, affiliate campus here in Kenya, Limuru branch campus for 3 years. That is 7 years. I also studied Columbia International University Islamic Studies for 3 years, online. That is actually distance learners. And so I've studied theology, systematic theology, exegetical theology, practical theology, and practical theology, and also historical theology, is systematic theology, practical theology, historical theology, practical theology for more than 10 years. So I know what I'm doing, I know what God wants and what God hates. And without adding the Bible subtracting in Deuteronomy 4:2, chapter 4, verse 2, and Revelation 22, verse 18 and 19, I'm not adding the Bible, and neither am I offending God. No. So that is actually what it is going to be. So I'm Bishop Kenya Michael Loltome. I look also forward to have a powerful vice president. I want to be my vice president, Honorable Kugubo, Nixon Kugubo, Jeremiah from Bungoma, former Kenya Defense Forces Army Brigadier, specialist in Army Band, going to be my vice president. And I will also want to have about 2 to 3 prime ministers in my proposal. United States of America, former President Kenyan, of rule America fairly for so many years. That's Honorable Dr. Barack Hussein Obama, the power prime minister in charge of all government ministers and state agencies. Me myself, particularly Bishop Kenya Michael Loltome. Also people are referring me as professor and also prophet, different names, statement, bishop. But under all those titles, God is my first in my priority, followed by other things. In Matthew 6:33. So I'm not calling myself under pomp or pride, all those names, but if you have to come across people calling me, don't marvel. So because I'm going to be United States of Kenya Republic President, so come 2027 election, precise date, will be around September or even August 2027. So I'm going to sing the song of my mother tongue called, God will come back again, Jesus Christ, who can come down from heaven, that is SSS 7:5, but in my mother language, Samuru Maasai language, it's called Angayolo Tiangkop. So I'm going to sing this song. Angayolo Tiangkop, Niye Yesu Kristo, Neto Yogi Doljeni, Neto Yesu Kristo. Mataranya kiyeso beye kitu mengishon aisapu kejarata nata Yesu Kristo. Nitarudia tena, I'm going to repeat it again. Who come down from heaven. SS 75 in English. Angayolo tuyangkop ninya Yesu Kristo neto ibokito sena ninya Yesu Kristo. Mataranya kiyeso beye kitu mengishon aisapu kejarata nata Yesu Kristo. Angayota nangayo nei kitol chene amene nyasi yeso olai te jonone Madaranya kiyeso peye kitu mengishon aisabu kenyorata nata Yesu Kristo aisabu kenyorata nata Yesu Kristo Angai hopo lagi yo ameni nye yeso Edo yoge da ne olai te jonone Angai Madaranya kiyeso beye kitu mengishon aisabu kenyorata nata Yesu Kristo Angai hopo lagi yo ameni nye yeso Yeso ne cho yo tàu già nghe cho có lấy thế cho nó nè Adaranya ki yeso beye ki tu men ki chon hai so bu ke nyorata nada Yesu Kristo hai so bu ke nyorata nada Yesu Kristo Angai ke nya oi to ki alo tu ya na ko aga lo tu tengo lo ni nya Yesu Kristo Adaranya ki yeso beye ki tu men ki chon Ai so bu ke nyorata nada Yesu Kristo Ai so bu ke nyorata nada Yesu Kristo